So in my conversation with Guillermo, the CEO of Vercel, we talked about two really big topics. One being how to streamline and speed up the process of taking our vision and our ideas for an application and getting it out into production as quickly as possible, which has been the core mission at Vercel with their platforms like Next.js since the beginning. And we also talked about how AI is going to dramatically change the landscape of interfaces as we know it. So, as a lifelong developer myself, I have toiled over the process of building applications, engaging with product managers and CEOs to try to understand what it is that they wanted me to build, then actually make sure that I'm building the right thing and deploying it and getting out into production. So with tools like Next.js, they have made it so much easier for developers to, build a front end, build a UI, and then just launch and deploy it. So kind of abstracting the cloud and the infrastructure side of things. But the next frontier here with AI is really about how do we get the ideas out of the minds of the product leaders and turn it into an interface as quickly as possible so that we can validate our concepts more quickly. So, I'm an evangelist of human-centered design, and in all of my coaching and in all of my boot camps and courses, et cetera, there is this critical process of discovery where we are coming up with an idea for something we want to build, coming up with an idea for a solution, and then crafting these gray wireframes and these sort of clickable prototypes with tools like InVision to try to validate that the user experience works, that it really helps the customer solve the problem before we go and harden it and invest all the time and money in building out the software. And what they're doing with this V0 tool is really amazing because it allows us to simply describe an interface and it'll build it, but then we can refine it multiple times until we get something that is at least good enough to test. And this is a part where there's so much time wasted. There's so much back and forth where there's just this difficult process of getting our ideas out of our brain and articulating it to a designer so that they can actually, turn it into input boxes and buttons and workflows. And that typically takes, many, many iterations and many days, even weeks of iteration to get something that we can put in front of a customer. But now we can, in a number of hours, describe a user interface or describe an application, get something back that probably isn't what we're looking for, but we've got that feedback loop. So now we can say, oh, no, I'm sorry, I should have said this, or, I missed this part, or now that I'm seeing it, I realize that I need this as well, or this instead, or, that's okay, move that a little bit to the left, right? All of those different big refinements and little refinements that it takes for us to just get an idea out of our mind and translate it into a user interface. This is, I think, a really disruptive application here for AI in general. And it's going to allow us as founders and as product designers and developers to greatly increase the speed at which we can get a prototype out so that we can get it in front of a customer and do the most important feedback loop, which is this solution actually going to solve your needs? And so this is something I think is going to be really disruptive. I'm going to go check it out myself, v0.dev, and I'm going to go play around with some prototyping. And again, just to get something quick and dirty enough that I can get it in front of some customers, get some feedback, continue to refine on it, then pass it over to a professional designer, front-end developer to really put all the the foundation beneath it. So it's pretty cool. Again, a lot of really interesting opportunities with AI in general. But I see he certainly has the vision that the next wave or the next frontier of AI is really going to be disrupting not only the interfaces that we use themselves, but even the process that we create those interfaces. It's pretty compelling.